Welcome to the race brief for the Ultra Wales 50 mile ultramarathon. My name is Wayne Drinkwater and I am the race director at GP Ultras, and today we're going to cover some of the key points that you may need to know for the race itself. So a few days ago, approximately 10 days ago, you will receive your race instructions via email, just as we were waiting on finalising any checkpoint locations that need to be changed or any route changes. Now, in terms of the GPX is current and up to date on the website, and you'll have also received the Mantra Kit video from Laura Hutchinson a few days ago as well. So the Mantra Kit should be really the minimum kit that you need to carry on the race day itself. So as beautiful as the weather is out there, you'll also have on there a waterproof coat, just in case in the mountains the conditions can change quite quickly, so we don't want anybody to be caught out. And you'll also see on there as well that you should be carrying a map and compass. The Harvey's map is very small version, the XT40 for South Snowdonia, and really particularly Cadair Idris. If you've never been on there before, you should be carrying that in your hand. We do have mountain response teams in place, and in the event of poor weather conditions, there are some low level routes that we will be diverting the race, avoiding the higher ground if there's dangerous conditions, i.e. thunderstorms. We have noticed online that there are some poor forecasts, so if that's the case, then we will make the necessary amendments during the race itself, if not prior to the race start. So the race itself will have a mass start at 6 AM, but prior to that, you'll be coming in for race registration. So Race HQ and race registration is held at Coedy-Brennan Visitor Centre. It's a stunning complex, facilities with toilets and also a large conference room which we'll be using for race registration. So that's at Coedy-Brennan Visitor Centre. Race registration is available on the Friday before the event at 5:30 PM till 9 PM, or on race day morning from 4:15 AM up until 5:45 AM. Parking is available on site at Coedy-Brennan Visitor Centre. It is chargeable, so just be aware of that. Just be aware on the tracking really that there is absolutely no signal, no phone signal pretty much for any network within Coedy-Brennan Forest Park. So there's very limited signal there. So basically ins and outs are that if you've got anybody following you during the race, it'll be as you kind of come out of the forest, reaching checkpoint 1, Doug F-Lie, where the trackers will then start flashing and showing your position on the map. So just make them aware of that. We are obviously at the mercy of the signal in the area, and it can be up and down as you kind of come in and out of the mountain ranges. So beautiful routes. For the first section, Coedy-Brennan Forest Park, we have put some additional markers up just to help keep you on track. But really my aim ever since kind of taking on the events was to simplify the race routes and the lines that it follows. So hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll stay online and not come off track. I've got regular checkpoints, so we've now got 6 checkpoints on the race itself. So checkpoint 1 is at 10/11 miles at Doug F-Lie. Checkpoint 2 is at 16 miles at Dol Idris Car Park at the foot of the Minford Path leading up to Cadair Idris. Checkpoint 3 is at Tynant at 22 miles. There's a campsite there behind the actual car park for Snowdonia National Park. There's a campsite nearby. So you just kind of follow the dirt track, which is part of the trail of the race itself. If you've got any support teams, follow the track beside the car park, and that will take you to the relevant campsite. It's a little bit further. There is a campsite on the right hand side as well, so make sure that you continue following the track and you'll find the campsite there and the checkpoint location. So checkpoint 4 is at the Dragon Theatre, and that's at 30 miles. So big thanks to Barmouth Council for allowing us to use the theatre as a checkpoint. Checkpoint 5 is at 39 miles at Pontsgevin, and checkpoint 6 is at Cragdhu Ganal, and that's at 45 miles. Absolutely amazing positions, and we're really lucky to have such an amazing event team that is going to be supporting you during the event itself. In case of poor weather conditions, so that is really because it's the summer conditions now. If it's thunderstorms, that kind of thing, then we're not going to send you up in those kind of conditions. Now we'll make the decision before the race, ideally, but definitely before checkpoint 1. If there are thunderstorms likely to happen, then checkpoint 1 you'll be cutting out checkpoint 2, which is at the Minford Path. So it skips that Cadair section. If for whatever reason there is again, poor forecast, extremely poor conditions, which may be dangerous to you for the Rhinos, which is just after Ponskevin at 39 miles, checkpoint 5, then we'll send you the low-level route there as well. Okay, and we'll ensure that there's somebody there to direct you to make sure that you can take the correct path. So that is really what we'll be looking at exercising should we need to during the events. Please remember that map is part of your mandatory kit due to the nature of events. The conditions can change very, very quickly in the mountains. The route itself is a lot more simplified and follows some direct lines. So please have a look at the course on your map and also online, and just kind of get a general feel for the race route itself. When you're on the race route, you'll really kind of know it. Okay. Please close gates after you. Stick to the trail. Don't climb any walls, any farmers' walls. There is one gate towards the end of the race that you will be going over, and we'll have a sign on that gate. Please be aware of other trail users, people coming up Minford Path or Coedy Brennan, although it's quite early that you're actually leaving there. But just be aware of other trail users, particularly mountain bikers there. Outside of that, choice of footwear, it's largely a trail and mountain events. We've checked over the route, a little bit damp in some points between checkpoint 1 and checkpoint 2. So prior to going to the actual foot of Cadair, a little bit damp there, but underfoot, really a lot of firm terrain there, so you should be good. But I definitely recommend a trail choice of shoe. Outside of that, you've also got 20-hour cut-off time, so just be aware of that. We might give you a bit of a push, a gentle nudge, if you are getting close to that. As you're running between the checkpoints and everything like that, and having maybe some snacks along the way, please ensure that any wrappers, anything snacks that you've had, the rubbish is nice and firm and tight inside your pack. Okay. Most of the time, I'm absolutely certain that any participants in the race don't deliberately drop litter, but it's really essential that we keep everything in our pouch. Then when you come to a checkpoint, absolutely, by all means, just leave it all with us there. In terms of road crossings, there's a couple of road crossings, particularly near the Mac Loop, so between checkpoint 1 and checkpoint 2. Just be really conscious and aware that it can be quite a busy road there. When you come out of the farm, so there's one farm that's very, very kindly given us permission to pass through, so we'll have some signs up at that section. But when you actually go pass through that farmland, you come out of a gate beside the hotel and beside the Minford car park, Dol Idris. There is a very short section of road there that can be quite busy. Okay, so it's probably only about 15 or 20 yards, but just be really, really aware of the danger there. Okay, so you'll be aware that the GB Ultras events are cupless events, so please ensure that you bring your own cup during the event itself. Okay, they are available to purchase should you wish to. Race number visibility needs to be on your front, okay, at all times, and we can identify you. Should there be an issue with the tracking, we can identify that you've passed through the checkpoint more easily. So your race number should be on the front of your person at all times. Emergency instructions, just in case something happens during the event. If there is a minor injury, please let a checkpoint, a marshal or race HQ know. Only in emergency where there is a risk to life or limb, please follow these instructions. Number 1, please use your foil, emergency blankets and any spare clothing. We want you to keep warm. Number 2 is trigger the SOS button on your tracker. Hold it down for approximately 3 seconds and that will then alert Race HQ. It might have been damaged in a fall, or there might be no signal. So it's no substitute to speaking to somebody over the phone. So step number 3 is dial 999 and ask for an ambulance. Number 4 is dial the Race HQ number so that we are made aware. We may have a medical team which is local. We may have one of the race directors who are all first responders who are nearby. This concludes the race brief for Ultra Wales 50 mile. Thanks so much for watching and also for supporting the event itself. If you have any questions in the meantime, please don't hesitate to send us an email at info@gbultras.com. Please be aware that due to final event preparations and set up at Coedy Brennan, we may not be at our desk. But come and see us at Race HQ, ask any questions that you feel are necessary, and we'll be more than glad to help. On the race day itself, we just want you to have a magnificent experience of the area, really taking the sights of Southern Snowdonia and Ultra Wales. Enjoy the event, have a great time, and we'll see you soon. Take care.